everyone, this is Alfie Pinongpong from BSBA FM2A. In this video, we are about to discuss subjective to volleyball, the origin or history of volleyball, also with the equipment and facilities of the volleyball, rules and mechanics, and of course the most important part of the volleyball, which is the fundamental skills. So before we're going to discuss, let's have a glimpse first about what is volleyball. Volleyball is a sport which is to be played by two teams. Each team has 6 players inside court. So if you don't know, volleyball has two genres, which is the beach volleyball and the indoor or outdoor volleyball. So ang video na ito is we're going to discuss only about the indoor or outdoor volleyball. So without further ado, let's begin the discussion.
Today, we will discuss about the origin of volleyball. By the way, I am Jeffrey Plamos. Volleyball is originally known as mintonette, was the brainchild of American William G. Morgan, who came up with the idea for the new sport in 1895. William G. Morgan is a student at the Springfield College in Massachusetts. He had befriended James Naismith, who in 1891 had himself invented basketball. After graduating, Morgan went on to become a director of physical education at the Young Men's Christian Association YMCA, Massachusetts, and it was there that he devised his new sport, which was designed to be a combination of basketball, baseball, tennis, and handball. It was not until 1900 that a specially designed ball, lighter and smaller, was devised, which opened a whole new range of tactical and technical possibilities for the sport. The offensive style of setting and spiking was first showcased in 1916 in the Philippines. Over the years that followed, the rules of the sport were further refined and standardized. In 1917, the scoring system per game was changed from 21 to 15 points, while in 1920, the rule stipulating a maximum 3 hits per team was instituted.
Hi, I am Shane Twinkle-Alimos Flaminiano, and now I am having a short discussion about the history of volleyball. Until the early 1930s, volleyball was for the most part game of leisure and recreation, and there were only a few international activities and competitions. There were different rules of the game, and the various parts championship were played in many countries. For instance, in Eastern Europe, where the level of play had reached a remarkable standard. The sport took a huge step forward in 1947 with the creation of the Federation International de Volleyball. 2 years later, the inaugural World Championship took place in Prague, Czechoslovakia. Volleyball made its Olympic debut at Tokyo 1964 with the USSR taking men's gold, the host nation winning the women's competition. Beach volleyball, which had its origin on the beaches of California back in 1930, had to wait until 1996 for its inclusion on the Olympic program, and it has helped take the global reach and popularity of the sport to a new level. Volleyball has witnessed a particularly impressive growth sport over the last 2 decades, fueled by the expansion of international competitions such as the FIVB World Championships, the FIVB World League, the FIVB World Grand Prix, the FIVB World Cup, and the FIVB Grand Champions Cup.
Hi everyone, my name is Jocelyn S. Jimenez, BSB FM2A, and for today's video, I am going to discuss about the facilities and equipment of volleyball. These are the facilities and equipment of volleyball. The net is placed directly above the center line, 7 feet 4 inches above the ground for women and 8 inches above the ground for men. Volleyball poles should be set at 36 feet apart, 3 feet farther out from the sidelines. Ceiling height. The minimum of ceiling height should be 23 feet, though this should be preferably be higher.
Have a good day everyone, I am John Mimi, BSBA FM2A. In this video, I will discuss the equipment and facility of volleyball. The volleyball court dimension. The volleyball court is 60 feet by 30 feet in total. The net is placed in the center of the court, making each side of the net 30 feet by 30 feet. There are 4 lines in the volleyball court: center line, attack line, service line, and boundary lines. Center line. Center line is marked at the center of the court, dividing it equally into 30 feet squares above which the net is placed. Attack line. Attack line is marked 10 feet of each side of the center line. Service line. Service line is the area from which the server may serve the volleyball. It is marked 10 feet inside the sideline on each back line. Boundary line. Boundary line have 2 sidelines and 2 end lines that mark the playing court.
Good day everyone, I am Hanilin Isanrada and today I am going to discuss the volleyball basic rules. Rules in serving. Rule number 1. Server must serve from behind the end line until after contact. Rule number 2. Ball may be served underhand or overhand. Rule number 3. Ball must be clearly visible to opponents before serve. Rule number 4. Serve ball may graze the net and drop to the other side for a point. Rule number 5. First game serve is determined by a volley. Each subsequent game shall be served by the previous game loser. Rule number 6. Serve must be returned by a bump only. No setting or attacking a serve. Rules in scoring. Rule number 1. Rally scoring will be used. Rule number 2. There will be a point scored on every score of the ball. Rule number 3. Offense will score on a defense miss or out of bounds hit. Rule number 4. Defense will score on an offensive miss, out of bounds hit, or serve into the net. Rule number 5. Game will be played to 25 points. Rule number 6. Must win by 2 points. Rules in rotation. Rule number 1. Team will rotate each time they win the serve. Rule number 2. Players shall rotate in a clockwise manner. Rule number 3. There shall be 6 players on each side. Rules in playing the game. Rule number 1. Maximum of 3 hits per side. Rule number 2. Player may not hit the ball twice in succession. Rule number 3. Ball may be played off the net during a volley and on serve. Rule number 4. A ball touching a boundary line is good. Rule number 5. A legal hit is contact with the ball by a player's body above and including the waist, which does not allow the ball to visibly come to a rest. Rule number 6. If 2 or more players contact the ball simultaneously, it is considered one play and the players involved may not participate in the next play. Rule number 7. A player must not block or attack a serve. Rule number 8. Switching positions will be allowed only between front-line players.
Good day everyone, I am Rodrigo Belanoso and for today's video, I am going to discuss to you what are the mechanics of playing volleyball.
Playing volleyball, there are mechanics that should be followed. First, a team scores when the ball touches the ground on the opponent's sides of the net or the opponent is unable to return the ball to the other side within 3 contacts. Second, volleyball teams have between 2 or 6 players. Indoor volleyball is played with 6 players, while beach volleyball is typically played with 2. Third, traditional indoor volleyball game player positions are the setter, middle blocker, outside hitter, opposite, and libero. Fourth, each player in a traditional indoor volleyball game starts in a specific location. The left front, middle front, right front, left back, middle back, or right back. Fifth, each time a team wins possession of the serve, the team moves over one spot clockwise. Sixth, when the ball is served to the other side of the net, the opposing team is allowed to make contact with the ball no more than 3 times. 7. These contacts are ideally a pass, set, and hit. The first team to reach the score agreed upon wins the game, but the win must be by at least 2 points.
Hi, now I will discuss the fundamental skills in volleyball. So, to begin with, let's start about the first skills in volleyball. So, ang una-una ko po i-discuss is yung pag-serve. So, ang pag-serve ng bola is napakahalaga sa volleyball. Ito ang one of the most important part of the volleyball. Kasi pag napasok mo yung bola sa opponent side, meaning meron kayong chance upang makascore. But if your serve will be failed, then the scores will be given to the other opponent. In serving, dapat marunong kang mag-control ng bola. Dapat hindi out, dapat pumasok sa net. Kasi as a volleyball player kasi is, ito talaga yung pinapractice namin. Serving kasi, sinasabi ng coach namin na porsyento tayo, meaning ipasok natin ang bola kasi we have the chance to have a point. Yung 1 point na yun is napakalaga sa amin as players. So, pangalawa is yung setting. So, setting is played by the setter. Ang setter is para sa akin, isa po ito sa pinakamahirap na posisyon sa volleyball. Setting means set, meaning kailangan mong ihatid yung bola. Isi-set mo yung bola sa spikers or sa open spiker mo ba ihatid, sa middle blocker, sa utility or the backliner spiker. So setting has 2 kinds. It is the underhand set and the tossing set. So sa dalawa, ang pinakamahirap is yung underhand set. Kasi not all the time makokontrol namin yung bola lang. Depende po sa energy ng ball. If it is magaan yung bola, mas makontrol. Pag hard yung bola, mahirap i-control. So yung tossing is mataas yung porsyento na masiset mo yung bola sa spiker. And I've been a setter when I was in high school. Setter po ako noon, so sa'yo talaga ang mga responsibility na dapat ibigay mo yung bola sa spiker, middle blocker, lahat ng mga spikers dapat ihatid mo yung bola ng maayos para makakuha ng puntos. So in setting the ball, hindi lang talaga setter ang magsiset ng bola. May tinatawag tayong emergency, meaning lahat ng mga players inside the court, they are obliged to set the ball if the ball is away from the setter. So number 3 is passing or receiving. So ang passing or receiving is ma-achieve natin sa pag-serve ng opponent side or yung kalaban. Pag nagsiserve yung kalaban, is yun ang tinatawag nating receive or passing the ball through the setter. So ang pag-receive is required po ito ng pagko-control ng bola. Kailangan mo siyang i-control papunta ng setter para ang setter ibigay niya yung bola sa spiker para makuha ng puntos. Kailangan talaga yung control sa volleyball, lalong-lalo na sa pag-receive ng bola. Ganito yung pag-receive. Dapat dito mo siya itama yung bola para mas maganda yung control ng bola. Number 4 is spiking. So spiking is one of the most powerful part in volleyball. So spiking, responsible po ito sa mga spikers. Middle spikers or middle blockers, they are allowed to spike, opener, utility, and the back liner. Spiking means kailangan mo siyang i-hit yung ball with all the force and energy. Sa spiking, kailangan mo rin ng strategy kasi napaka-hirap talaga iwasan yung mga blockers, lalo na kapag 3 blockers yung haharap sa'yo, napakahirap ilusot ng bola. So in order for you na makapasok yung bola, kailangan mo ng strategy. May mga strategy kami tinatawag na cross court yung pag-spike, meaning pa-cross, and pangalawa is down the line, meaning i-down the line mo yung bola sa left side na court, doon mo papaluin yung bola. Number 5 is blocking. So blocking, lahat ng mga players are allowed to block except the libero. Dapat nandyan na sila sa second line. Kasi pag papasok na sila sa first line, mag-out na sila tapos papasok na yung middle blocker. So, lahat po ng players except the libero are allowed to block, especially the setter and of course the middle blocker. Blocking from the word itself, block, meaning i-block mo yung bola sa opponent. If the opponent spikers mag-spike na sila, kailangan mo i-block yung bola. Ganito, block. Para hindi makapasok sa court. Sa blocking may tinatawag din tayong violations. At ito ang touching, meaning yung kami mo na-touch sa net, tapos overreaching, meaning ino-overreach mo yung bola. If the ball is napa sa opponent side, tapos kinalaw mo yung bola, matawag ka dyan overreaching, and the points will be given to the opponent. So dapat iwasan niyo yan, yung touching and overreaching. So last but not the least, ito ang digging. So digging is also one of the most important part in volleyball. So dig means, it's pag-receive pa rin siya ng bola, pero it requires more effort. Kasi may mga dig na, ipapancake mo yung bola, ito tinatawag itong pancake. Tapos dolphin dive, yan yung tinatawag na mga dig. Receive yung bola, kahit saan yung bola pumunta, as long as ma-receive mo, yan ang tinatawag na dig. Meaning, digging the ball. So, may quote kami tinatawag yon na, keep the ball flying. So, kahit saan man yung bola pumunta, habulin at habulin pa rin namin. As long as the ball will continue to fly. Sa digging, the only responsible is not just the libero. We are all responsible to dig the ball. Kasi kailangan din ng team ng floor defense. Kahit malakas man yung team, if meron kayong floor defense, GG pa rin yung kalaban. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned something about our video. For me, volleyball is not just a volleyball. It's called life.